All right. So what is next? Do we do
What
another
is next?
another Ask Us Anything?
I think
Is
it's
that
time
what's
for some
is that
AMAs,
some
some
AMAs?
AJJAs.
Ask
Ask
me and the
Jeff
other dude.
Justin
So
anything. AJJA.
AMTOD
AJJA.
anything.
AJJA.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adja.
goodness.
All right. So what do we have? Do we have questions?
We do
We're gonna
have
be
questions.
interviewed by our audience. What do we
Yes.
got? What beer? Oh,
Yeah.
right. Start off with the essentials.
Oh, yes. What beer am I drinking? I am drinking Henderson's Best. I know Henderson personally, and I've had some of his kind of questionable beer. You can hear I'm slurring my words, so it's taking effect. There is actually alcohol in this beer. Thank you. Yes. It is brewed in Toronto and drank in Toronto, and it's my favorite kind of beer, which is an amber ale. Because just like obviously I'm not drinking it out of a glass, but when you pour an amber beer into a glass and it's that nice red color, nothing beats that. So if you ever meet me at a convention and you want to slip me a roofie, amber beer, the way
It's
to
the way to
do it.
go. Yeah, that'll completely hide the coloration of the poison for Cusco. Poison specifically.
Cusco?
Yeah, Cusco's poison. Yeah. All right. So why is it none of you can do the Australian accent
Why is it none
properly?
of you can do the
First of all,
Australian accent properly?
there were no
No.
Aussies in
No
this
Aussies.
particular
No.
script.
None of those. It's been a
But
while.
it's a hard accent,
It's really hard to do.
right, mate?
Yeah. Australian
And
accent is tricky. You know,
we
we
actually
actually took a few lessons
took
and
lessons.
we tried to do it.
Amy
And
Walker.
then Amy Walker taught us. Yeah. And she'd probably listen to this and be like, oh God, what are they?
Yeah.
No, don't use my name.
What are you doing? Don't tell
Nothing.
people to take
Right.
lessons from me
Right.
and then do that shite.
That's
Did they say
shite.
shite?
Yeah,
Did
no.
they say
No,
shite?
I don't think they
Aussies?
do. I don't think they do. I
Shit.
don't know what they say.
They
I
say
don't think they
fuck a lot.
say. I don't know.
They say
They say
fuck a whole lot.
righto. They say righto a lot
Righto,
too.
they do.
Righto. Yeah, Jaffo.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ahmed.
Um,
Oh, nice. Total releases to date.
that's a good question.
Total releases. That we could find that out pretty easily, I think. Total Soundbooth theater releases.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, what are the parameters here? Because if we just go
Right.
by my titles, like if I just click Jeff Hayes on Audible, I get 212 results.
Nice.
So I guess
Big chunk of those are
212
Soundbooth
on
theater.
Audible, and a big chunk of those, probably like at least 70, 80
Yeah.
of them are Soundbooth Theater. And then, oh, Jesus, dude. Wow.
Jesus.
And then, how many do we have on the platform? 40?
Good question. No, not that
Maybe.
much yet. Like
Maybe.
30?
There was like 20 something when we first launched. We
That's
have
true.
at least 8 from Wendigo Tales. We have The
Oh,
Stars
right.
Arise.
Wendigo Tales. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe then.
Maybe 40.
Oh,
Maybe 40 titles on the platform. So we're looking at
holy
250,
moly.
260. Wow. A lot.
Jesus. Somebody count it. Oswin Fox, you'll be responsible for counting us, and we want those numbers by next week.
Yes.
Next 2 weeks. Thank you.
Yeah.
How did you guys get into the audiobook gig? Good question.
It's a little bit of a rerun. But I don't mind.
Yeah,
You can do a
yeah.
short and sweet version.
Short and sweet. TLDR. Let's do the TLDR version.
Yeah. You can. So if you go into our back catalog of Soundbooth Theater Lives, you'll find this question has been asked before, and you can get a more complete answer. But for me, it was I didn't have a real job anymore. I got laid off, and I didn't want to get another real job, so I was on the internet constantly for a long time, just looking for different odd jobs I could do. Like, I was doing video editing for a while. I was doing lots of different stuff, but then I finally found voice acting, which actually I felt like I was good at already when I first started. I was wrong, but that's how I felt. And I was just, I did a bunch of like commercial work for a while, and then finally I landed an audiobook gig, and it turned out to pay better than anything I'd done before. It turned out that it was way more fun than anything I'd done before because I was able to play director and narrator and every character, and it was just so much fun that I just kept going with it, even though it wasn't paying, like it paid well, the first one, but not all audiobook jobs pay well. As like I was lucky to get that first job. But I just kept working at it. And I don't know, it was 100%, it was 100% just fuck it, let me try this. So that's it for me.
Yeah. That's I was still working when I got into audiobooks. It started out as a hobby, and I just started narrating because I grew up listening to audiobooks, and then I met Jeff, and then the rest is history. I mean, that's the TLDR version of it. But yeah, Jeff got me my very first audiobook before Soundbooth Theater was even a thing.
I heard him with my ears,
with his
that
ear holes. Actually, what's funny is that the thing that you heard, it all comes full circle, because the thing that you heard, I posted,
right.
It was
Taran
Matharu. It was a story written by Taran Matharu called Summoner Origins. And it was on Wattpad before it was actually published. It's a very popular series. Definitely check it out. And I just narrated the first chapter. Taran was cool with me putting it up on YouTube. I did. Jeff saw it on Twitter. And now Taran is one of the founders of Portal Books, who we work with. We were just talking about them with Hollowed Bones and stuff. So it all kind of...
Maybe we should pitch a Summoner audiobook.
Maybe we should. I don't know what the audio drama rights look like on that, but
let's ask.
Let's ask. We're gonna ask Taran, if you're watching. What do you think?
Yeah,
this is the most professional pitch.
Yeah,
me with a beer in my hand. What do you think? Should we do the audio drama?
I could do it. We can fucking do it. We'll make the best audio drama anybody's ever heard. Right? It'd be easy.
Summoner. I don't even know her.
Oh,
boom! Ahmed.
Now we're not going to get the gig. You ruined our pitch.
I love how he turned on his voice just for that. All right, Jeff, what's this one?
Oh, this is a good question, Sean McGeehan. The answer is yes. Small chests are fine too. We will be doing that story. Neven Liev and I had a discussion about this very recently. He's in the process of actually rewriting it. He doesn't, as it is now, he thinks there's too much extraneous stuff, so he's rewriting it, and he's going to be publishing it soon. I think he's aiming for July. So that'll be on Amazon. And here's a little piece. I don't know, you guys might get upset about this, but I think we're gonna recast Fizzy for that one.
That's me.
It gets hard as I get older. It gets harder and harder to do her voice because she's so squeaky. It's become painful for me, actually. And do we have a picture of Dory Sachs?
Oh,
we should show a picture of Dory, because I want to cast Dory as the new Fizzy. And not only does she sound much like the voice I do, but she looks just like Fizzy too. And like all the way from like the brightly colored, like reddish purplish hair to her stature. Like she's like a living gnome. So for sure, that there she is. I mean, that's fucking Fizzy.
She would
man.
kill that role. She would
absolutely kill that role. So yeah, that will be happening at some point. I don't know who's going to narrate. I'm kind of thinking it would be cool to have like Annie narrate and Dory do Fizzy's voice. I don't know. Maybe Dory can narrate. She did a great job narrating On the Flip Side, one of Pinnacle Entertainment, one of our Wendigo Tales that's on the platform now. It just released last week, right?
It just released last Thursday.
Yeah, so go check out On the Flip Side on our platform if you want to hear what she might sound like as a narrator. Well, what she does sound like as a narrator. So what she
What she
might sound
does.
like doing Fizzy's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we had to live in one of our book series for the rest of your life, which one would I choose? Oh, so that's a tough question. Great question. I would have to say, oh, you know what? I might have to go with it's a toss up between Alchemy and World Tree for me. World Tree would be really cool because I love the idea of jumping from different worlds, but Alchemy is just so meaty. It has so much
Dragon riding.
dragon riding. Yeah,
How can you beat
can't
dragon
really beat
riding?
that. You can't beat that. That's true. But the thing with Alchemy is that it'd be fucking scary because there's shit in that game that's like oh god, it's glitchy and the world has ended, so they're basically running off of a satellite, and no admins are fixing it, so it's just getting glitchier and glitchier, and those glitches turn into like schizophrenia, and you can like the main character, he can die and he can be respawned, but every time he's respawned he's like losing parts of himself and getting less and less preserving less of his memory. So I'm like, bad shit can happen in Alchemy, but it would still be a badass world.
Yeah.
Anyways, what about you, Jeff?
Dude, that's really tough because the best books are the ones with the shittiest worlds.
I know, right? That's the thing.
Like, I don't want to be there. Like,
Yeah.
like my favorite series right now is Dungeon Crawler Carl. Never. I don't ever want to be where Carl is ever. Right.
Right.
So that's a little bit tough. Oh shit.
What about like feedback loop or
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like feedback
Hmm.
loop, maybe. Just because but that's a tricky question, or that's tricky there because wait, if we say feedback loop, do I mean the actual noir part that's all fucked up, or do I mean the Proxima Galaxy, which is kind of a cop out because then it can be pretty much any world I want, I'm gonna say feedback loop, but I'm gonna reserve it and I'm gonna keep thinking about this question and I may change my mind a little bit.
All right.
What's next?
What do we have next? More Amos?
Oh, I plead the fifth on that one. Not a fifth
Well,
whiskey.
I'm definitely, I mean, I'm 420 friendly. I don't really celebrate it, but it's legal up here, so yeah, I'm friends of people who celebrate it.
Strangest title worked on to date. Thrust.
Oh,
yeah, it's one of my favorites too. Let me find it. I'm trying to remember the author's name. I think he might have died actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thrust.
Yeah. Yes, Tom Piccirilli.
Piccirilli.
Yes, and it's really, really interesting. It's about this guy who's a poet, and he is dealing with crap, and he's seeing this woman that he met in his rehab time, and like it's just really messed up. I really love it. I don't know, for whatever reason it didn't do that well, but I'm into weird shit. So but Thrust by Tom Piccirilli, I really do recommend it. I think you guys should give it a shot.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine is. I mean, I would probably have to say, and this is a title that holds a special place in my heart. Transformation. Transformation Online is probably the strangest title that I've worked on. It is the world turns into an RPG, and just I think some of the some things were adjusted in the translation that maybe didn't translate from Russian to English as you might expect. So there were some turns of phrases that were very surprising to me, and the story went places that I just didn't expect, and it felt very it was very what's the word, like just like 3 in the morning, you know, in like high school, you're like, it's like 3 in the morning and you're watching TV and there's just some weird show that comes on that's like really intriguing and fascinating, but you don't know what the hell is happening sometimes. It
Yeah.
kind of felt like that, where just like everything was so like, I picture all of the costumes being super elongated and all of the acting being very
What is this one again? What is it called?
exaggerated. Transformation Online, the Russian one that was
Oh yeah,
Russian
yeah,
one
yeah.
that was translated to
That
English.
one was fucking bizarre, man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the dialogue, it's very uncanny, but it's fun. It's definitely a fun book. What else?
Okay, this one is easier for me to answer. I'm gonna go ahead and go Bioshock.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What is it? What is it?
Before the
Oh,
Rapture?
Rapture. Yeah, Rapture is the place.
Oh,
right?
Rapture's the place, right?
Yeah,
Before the shit goes down, or
Yeah, before the socialist revolt. Yes.
right? Okay. All right. I don't know, man. I think even before the socialist revolt, I'd be like, nah, I don't like. I'd be claustrophobic underwater that long.
Oh, but it's so cool, man. Everyone just inventing all sorts of shit, and I just love the aesthetic. You know, I love that.
It is a beautiful game.
Yeah, it really is beautiful. And just I don't know. It's just it's my favorite video game, Bioshock. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
so you know, I'm just really familiar with it.
I'm going with Final Fantasy VII. Final answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's like slightly. Let's like kind of what is the word?
I guess it's more
Dystopian.
fantasy.
It's like dystopian though, right?
There's a dystopian city. Like the main city is definitely dystopian, sort of, especially the ghetto where everybody's the slums rather. And it's like a city that is built up above the ground, and then on the actual ground is the slums, but because the city's over top, they don't get any sunlight, so there's actual light bulbs that create artificial sun. Anyways, it's that's cool. That's Midgar, that's the city, but just getting out of Midgar and seeing the entire world and having so many different places to travel and explore, and also being able to level up. I mean, I wish that we could just level up in life. Like, you know, if we're like working on audiobooks and then all of a sudden like ding, your narration skill has risen to level 54.
Yeah. And there's like there'd be like an objective measure, right? Like
Yeah.
Am I getting better? You don't really know. Sometimes you adopt a new technique that you think is cool, but everyone hates.
Right, exactly. But you
Right?
like do it for an entire audiobook.
Right.
Do you ever do this, Jeff? Do you ever get like inspired midway through a book and then you take this like inspiration, maybe it's like a different kind of visualization or a different way of holding yourself, and then you start that in the middle of the book and then try this new way of narrating? It's not like totally different, but you're just thinking about it differently. Do you do that?
I think
Not to put you
so.
on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's been a while since I've had that kind of technical breakthrough that's not specific to a character type or something.
Right.
You know, like for instance, you know, for like Dungeon Crawler Carl. I keep bringing that up because I'm just obsessed with it. But like that narration style, that voice, I've used that character voice sparingly before, you know. I've always loved Patrick Warburton and I've always loved his delivery style. So like for me, it's kind of like I look for opportunities to use a particular actor in my head as a narrator. I look for those opportunities. I look for jobs for them, you know, when I'm looking for books. And so I think maybe that was just something that was going on with me when I read Dungeon Crawler Carl for the first time, I was like, oh, this is definitely Patrick Warburton who's
Gotcha.
narrating,
Gotcha. It's not like you realized halfway through and then started doing Warburton.
No.
Halfway through.
But like, if I come up with an idea like that halfway through a book, I set it aside.
Hmm.
You know, if I know it's going to throw it off, and then I'll incorporate that into something new.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm pretty good at, I think, catching myself. Sometimes though, it'll happen in a character voice, and you know, I won't realize it till I've listened back. Be like, oh shit, his voice changed very rapidly, you know, through these chapters.
Yeah. Well, what I find, I mean, like I hear what you're saying. I find that like there's a challenge in coming to the booth with the same energy that you had yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes different visualizations or techniques immerse me and engage me differently than they did, you know, the day before. So
Right.
maybe on Monday, I'm like thinking, I'm like visualizing, like I'm there, I'm with the characters, I can see everything. And then the next day, I'm like, okay, no, I'm in front of an audience today, and I'm, you know, explaining what's happening, and there's like a really amazing set and everything that people can see. And then some days it's like, no, it's these are my words, I'm speaking these words, and they're coming from me. It's not on the page. It's just coming from me. And different kind of techniques pop into my head or encourage me on different days. And I wonder how audible that is. I wonder how much of a change it actually makes, whether or not.
Right. We can hear it because
Mm.
we're constantly listening to our own voices. Right. And maybe some of our fans who follow us specifically may notice it, but I don't think it's that noticeable to most people. For me, it's voice quality. That's always a struggle.
Yeah.
Right. Like
keeping that consistent.
Every day, my voice, it's either in good shape or in bad shape. And, you know, different techniques, like if I'm, you know, depending on the voice that I'm using, the more different my voice is, for a particular character, especially if I'm narrating, the more dependent it is on my voice being in really good shape to pull it off. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so if my voice is kind of shitty one day, then I get really fucking frustrated, being unable to hit the notes I need to hit. So yeah, that does happen. And I think my voice is especially unstable. Which is, you know, I think part of what makes things frustrating for me, but also part of what makes me good at what I do. Right? Like that instability is something that I kind of lean into.
You work with it.
Yeah, because I change my voice so much. Like I do so many different characters, that instability, like, it makes it to where it's easier to shift. Right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we do one more question and then head on over to the final segment. Gary Simmons is here, everybody. Gary Simmons. Okay. So we've got if you were to be at a Gamelet setting, what kind of class would we be? You know, I might do something like artificer, honestly.
Crafting.
I like crafting and, you know, collecting materials and then, you know, being able to build cool shit. Again, Alchemy, I just finished pre-read for Spear of Destiny. And there's a couple artificer characters. One of them works on like robots and things, and the other one works on airships, like Sid Highwind from Final Fantasy VII. And I think that'd be so badass. Even though I'm not really a mechanic in real life, I love shit like that. What about you, Jeff?
Can you guess?
Bard.
Yes, that's me. Bard. Going Bard for sure. Because I mean, I don't know. To me, for like Gamelit, like if I'm gonna go live a certain lifestyle in VR, yeah, Bard, right? Like that's what it's about. Like all the fucking game, you know, video game shit. Fuck that. I'll play a video game if I want to play a video game. If I'm going to go live a lifestyle in a fantasy world, bard. Yes, I mean, I get to play instruments all day, right? Like, and I get to get really good at instruments really quick, right? I get to actually watch the numbers. Okay, yeah, I'm getting better at loot. What do I need to work on? What are the sub skills of the loot, right? Yeah, that's me.
And you buy all of your equipment from me, all of your instruments. The loot artificer. Gary Simmons would pick a monk. There's nothing quite like being the best at fighting naked. Hey, you know what? Being the best at doing anything naked is something worth being proud of.
Yeah, again, bard.
Also true.
Right?
Oh, God.
Get to practice.
I wasn't expecting that. No. Don't laugh. Are they laughing with me or are they laughing at me? That's the question.
Yeah. You never know what the audience is. Fucking shady assholes. All of them. All of these audience people.
The same.
You do.
We're turning on them. I see what you're about, audience. I see your deal. You're not real.
Yeah.
You're a construct.
Yeah. What is this? The Matrix?
Yeah.
Blow that fucking ass, audience.
I figured you out.
All right. Yeah. Be outraged. I don't care. This is our space.